Hello, everybody. Thank you for having us one more time today, which is Thursday, January the 27th. And we are excited that we are connecting with so many people through the Facebook Live show with the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has over 45 years of experience in the immigration field, and she has helped thousands of families every year so that they can fix their immigration needs. So if you have any questions, please send us a message. Write down your question in our Facebook Live, and the attorney Margaret W. Wong, with her over 45 years of experience, she will be answering your questions. Thank you for having us today, and thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for having us. How are you doing today?
I'm very good and thank you.
I saw that it's really, really, really cold up there in Cleveland. I think it's like 8 degrees.
Yes, oh, it's really cold, very cold.
Yes, here in Atlanta we are barely 32 or 30, and we feel like it's freezing. I cannot imagine how cold it's there up there in Cleveland. So, well, thank you so much, Miss Wong, for your time and for having us today. And I would like to start by asking you what's the newest thing that is happening in the immigration world.
Yes, one new thing that's happening is that last week, President Biden's administration came up with new rules they've been talking about for months and months. Actually, it started with Obama, it stopped, and then Trump, of course, stopped, and now Biden brought it back. It's O visa and national interest waiver, includes science professionals, and also includes those are STEM people, and also includes entrepreneurs. So let me explain what's the O visa, what's the national interest waiver. O visa is a non-immigrant visa, just like an H1, E2. Those are all non-immigrant. A student visa, all those are a non-immigrant visa. You can come to America legally or do an adjustment of status from a tourist visa to an O visa. O visa means that you're at the top, like 5, 10%, 3% of the international or national population. So you're a great tennis player. You're a member of the art, member of the athletes, science. But more than that, they used to treat national interest waiver the same. There's an EB2 case, there's a green card case, but now they included entrepreneurs and STEM. All right. So entrepreneurs are more people who own their own businesses or their business startups. But the definition of entrepreneur is weird. You know how a lot of us in America, we couldn't get a job. Like I couldn't get a job. So I started my own law firm. That was 45 years ago. But at that time, we didn't know, I didn't know that will be so big. So there is a definition of entrepreneur, not just anybody who wants to start a construction company, who wants to start a painting company could do that. But at least it's a way to go. And then we'll have to create more new laws. So that's a national interest waiver is for green card. O visa is a non-immigrant visa, initial period for 3 years, but unlike H1B, which is only good for 6 years, O1 is unlimited, like H2, that a lot of Latino people coming, especially Mexicans, they come and do agriculture or sheep work or herding work, or they come and then they go after 9 months and they come. H1B is maximum 6. Um, O1, there's no maximum. So first period is 3 years, and each period is 1 year unless it's a new program. So it's another 3 years. So O visa are more distinguished visa. It's very glamorous. So people say, oh, I qualify for an O instead of H1. H1 is more professional, like a teacher, engineer, but now they're including also STEM, which is awesome because America needs foreign people that's very good in science, technology, science, math, anything that applies to science or engineering. So I'm very excited by that because more and more we have educated people who actually have masters and PhDs from Mexico, from China. Sometimes they just want to come because they're so desperate. So they'll come illegally. I said, why are you coming illegally? or they'll come as a J1. So J1, because a lot of J1 visa, you have to do the 2-year foreign residency, the 212E, for like all the medical doctors. Started in 1979. Most medical doctors that came on J1 until now, they're coming on H1, but most hospitals do not want to sponsor H. So this is, I think, is very exciting because it really encourages people to get into the science field. Because most Americans, oh, I don't like math. I don't like math. I like to write. I like to write. So I think it's exciting.
And thank you so much, Ms. Wong, because this is really good news that we've recently had this weekend, and now it's confirmed with the immigration office. So if you have any concerns about the O visa, O1 visa, or entrepreneurs visas, you can just call the office of the attorney Margaret W. Wong. She is a specialist, but she also has other attorneys that are working together with her, taking care of each and every single case, so she can help you solve your immigration case. The phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, we have a next question here. Hi, Ms. Wong. How many times can I renew a student visa?
That's an interesting question. A student visa is an F visa. There are two types of student. Actually, there are three types. One is a J1 student. One is an M1 student. One is an F1. I presume your question is an F1. That's how I came to America on an F1 visa. As long as you pay tuition, it's not like a J where you can only have a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year J, L1A, 7 years, L1B, 5 years. So student visa, as long as you pay tuition is unlimited. But you have to be in status. That means you have to get a C average, take full course of credit. The debate now is a lot of these classes are going streaming. So can a student remain a student visa even though the classes are streaming? That's a big controversy. But a student visa, as long as you pay tuition, you can remain here. The reason why a lot of people ask this question, I'm glad you asked it, and let me explain, is that a lot of times H1B is coming in February. Right? So we can start doing H1B in February. By April 1st, if you get into the lottery. What happens if you didn't get to the lottery? You don't want to go. I mean, we couldn't go home because some of these countries are really bad. Because once you go, you couldn't come back. So now you renew your student visa. And that's why most people ask this question. But you can keep renewing. You can get OPT, you can get CPT. You can also do master's degree, 2-year, 24 months on a CPT program where you only go to school for 1 day, like they push you all into a Friday, Saturday class. Then you can also work full time. That's a CPT program.
Yes, Ms. Wong, this person is adding, how do I do my change of status after a student visa?
So I presume you already have a student visa. You want to get an H1. So it depends on H1. You do the I-129H. On the R1, on a religious worker, you do I-129R. Depends on what kind of visa. Religious worker visa, they normally come on site to visit. You have to make sure that you belong to the same denomination. Like nowadays, in order to be we are Catholic, right? So you have to be working for a Catholic mission or Catholic church. You could not work for a Baptist mission when you're a Catholic, even though we all believe in Christ. So it has to be the same denomination. So it depends on how and what visa you're changing to. The forms are different. But the adjustment of status, a change of status, a normal change of status is a 539 form. The form is on USCIS.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And for everybody who is joining us today, don't forget that Ms. Wong has offices in 9 cities of the United States. She has been working on this field for over 45 years, but she also has the opportunity that you can ask your question or you can make your appointment in any of the cities that she has offices. You can do it in person, you can do it over a video consultation, or you can do it over a phone consultation. But the phone number that you can call first is the 216 279 3984, 216 279 3984. And she has offices in Atlanta, in Chicago, Columbus, Cleveland, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. So you can call to any of these cities, and she will be happy to take care of your immigration needs. Miss One, this question says, I am a truck driver back in Colombia. I'm on a visitor B2 visa. Would that be good? A bit good. Ah, would that be a good kind of job that I could use for the visa? You just mentioned. I presume is the O or
Right,
entrepreneur visa.
right. There's also a parole visa for entrepreneur. It's not trendy, it's not very hot, but normally a truck driver could not. You are also on the tourist visa. A truck driver probably would not qualify for parole or a entrepreneur visa on O visa, because entrepreneur visa, O visa by definition means that you are extraordinary. You're the top 1 to 5 to 10 to 15% of the international or national renowned population. That means you're famous. There's different criteria like that 10. You have to be always listed in the newspapers. You're photographed with famous people. You write a lot of articles in JAMA and Science magazine. You just need one. Science is very highly rated. You have to be you make a lot of money, like you make a lot more money than regular entrepreneurs. You raise money with confirmed angel investors. So if they already had been investing in different businesses, then you can do an O visa. A truck driver normally is not. Truck driver is difficult because it's more a skill, right? Anybody can. I mean, I know I sound stupid, but so O visa has to be extraordinary because America really wants to recruit technical people. But it's weird because in Europe, being au pair, being a babysitter is very prestigious. That's why the au pair program for J. But in America, nobody wants to be a babysitter because that's very low. But truck
Yes.
driver, I don't think you could. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss One, this person is adding this to the question. I drive a truck with trailer, and I was told that there is a big need of truck drivers because not many want to drive.
Right. A truck driver don't even qualify for a perm case because, like nurses, there's such a big shortage that you don't need a perm. You go straight to an EB3. Nurses cannot do EB2. So, truck driver is not on that list. If you want that law change, you need to go to our congressmen or senators and change that law. You're right. Most American people don't. It's dangerous, with trailers and stuff like that. So, it does take special skills. So maybe if there's special skills involved, do a perm. But my gut is there'll be a lot of people applying for this job.
Thank you so much, Miss Wong. And yeah, well, the best option you have is to talk to Miss Wong, and she will give you some instructions about what you can do. So please give her a call. The phone number is 216 279 3984. 216 279 3984. Miss Wong, this person is asking, what is the 565 form? I was told I can do it for a new certificate of naturalization, but they are asking me for the date of naturalization, but I forgot it, and honestly, I don't know where to find it.
Right. So you may want to check. I think you asked a question yesterday, and I asked you to go on the web. So this is the form. You do need another way to do is certificate of naturalization is issued by the U.S. District Court. U.S. District Court personnel, they're very nice. They're not like immigration. One way to do it maybe is fill in the form and say, I forgot, but it doesn't hurt just to call the U.S. District Court and wherever you may be certified in Cleveland. So Cleveland goes to U.S. District Court in Superior, that the court is right there, Superior, because I live in Cleveland. I know where the court is. But check where you naturalize, which court, maybe call them and talk to the naturalization department. Maybe they can tell you. I don't know if they would. But If not, just fill out the form and see what they say. Also look at the date that you apply for your passport, because most of my clients apply for the passport one day after they become a citizen. That's another way to do it. But if not, I would call the U.S. District Court. If not, you would need to do a FOIA. FOIA is a Freedom of Information Act, and check the date.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And we are receiving another very interesting question. And please, yes, I think it's the same person that wrote to us yesterday that you gave an answer. So thank you for joining us again today. And this next question is interesting, Ms. Wong. And it says, "Hi, I have DACA, but I did not renew it after 2017 because of a DUI. My question is, can I try to renew it now?"
The answer is no. A DUI is specifically mentioned in DACA rules, saying that if you have a DUI, you cannot do DACA. I would look at it, depends on what state you're in. New York may be a little bit easier because they have a whole mayor's department helping with DACA kids. Number one, go to the court that you paid the fine, that you pled guilty. Get a certified judgment entry, and also a transcript. In Ohio, you get it from the clerk of courts wherever you pled guilty. Sometimes in Cuyahoga County is a common pleas court or the municipal court. Go to the same place. You don't go to the police station, all right? Go to the same place where you pay the fine. Get a copy of the transcript. You can in Ohio, you can get the transcript from the records department, because if you just call the court, they'll say, I don't have it. But if you call the records department in the court, they will have it, because sometimes people are lazy and they're busy, on the phone. So go to the clerk of courts, get the certified judgment entry, go get a transcript, talk to local lawyers. If you live in Ohio, you're welcome to talk to me. But if you need a local criminal lawyer to see if there's any way, which is very, very difficult for DUI because of strength, because there's a MADD group that's very strong. They really don't like people driving, because we are lucky that we didn't hurt someone. What happened if, you hurt someone? Someone could have died because you were drinking. So I would get the certified judgment. I would get the transcript, get some local criminal lawyers, talk to them, and say it's for immigration purposes, because even though for immigration purpose they don't want us to vacate cases, but maybe see you can look at they can look at some statute, because anytime in Ohio they have to give you the three-prong testing. Actually, I'm one of the first lawyers in federal court in U.S. District Court in Ohio. A judge granted my non-advisement, but I lost on the appeal. So I always remember my case. But because of that loss, Ohio legislature came out with the advisement. So in Ohio, I'm sort of proud of this, that we got Ohio to change some laws. But you need to go to a good criminal lawyer to have some time, because these are a little bit more complicated. Number one, DUI is very difficult. It's not like a theft or just a regular case. There's also Padilla warnings. Remind that lawyer to check Padilla, that came up in the 90s. But you only have 2017. But if you can somehow vacate that plea guilty and go into something that's not inadmissible, not non-deportable, maybe you can get DUI back. But that's the first step, is to get rid of that DUI. OVI, DUI, DWI, you cannot get DACA, and I'm sorry.
No problem, Ms. Wong. Thank you so much for your answer and for clarifying every single part of the question. Don't forget that you can call the attorney Margaret W. Wong, with over 45 years of experience, to the phone number 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, this is a very tough question. And, well, hi, this is a very difficult situation to me. My daughter was abused by a neighbor. She's 12. We reported to the police and kept up with the case. If we file U visa, she is benefited, or also me that I am her mom? Thank you.
Absolutely. I presume your daughter is foreign born. These are very good cases. Because she's a minor, you probably won't even be able to get the police report. You need a lawyer to do it, but absolutely do the U visa. Not only the whole family gets it because she's under 21, also her siblings get it. So let's assume you came from El Salvador or Guatemala, you came 3 years ago with three other children, and this one is 12 years old, also born in El Salvador. She can, one U visa, she can do mother, father, siblings under 18. So this is a very, very good case. And absolutely pursue it. I have a case actually that I didn't forget. It's happened last year. The child, because all these things a lot of times happen in school. Of course, the school is itself an entity. The school wants to protect their own reputation. So the school took a few days or few months to report to the police. And then the police say the school is investigating it. And then the school said the police is investigating it. Meanwhile, my client's daughter refused to talk. So I finally told them that I don't mind doing it. I'm a grandmother. So I talked to the daughter myself. I kicked the mother out. I kicked the police out. I talked to her. She's so ashamed by it because she keeps thinking it's her fault. And that's the day that she wore a very short skirt. It's just a very sad case. So the police sort of ignore me, but I don't blame them. I could be a pain in the butt. So I kept calling police, and I'm not trying to hurt the boy, because someone have to do something. It turned out and I talked to district attorney. So finally, I don't know what happened to the case. All I care is about my U visa. So I got it. And that child actually is an American citizen. That's another interesting issue because anytime the child is an American citizen, I could not put her name in as a victim because the U visa will not be approved because American citizens don't need a U visa protection. So I have to talk to the police who later on really start to like me because, if I'm nice to my client, I could be nice to her too. So they actually switched the police to a woman police so really understand more younger people. So in that case, we got the police to sign the mother's name as a victim, not so much the child, because the child is an American citizen. So from her, she also helped her husband. I mean, the mother helped her husband, and also the family helped two other kids that never came to America, but they were under 21. Because if the victim is the parents, any 21-year-old kid, even if they're overseas, they're protected. So these are very good cases. There's a lot of twist to it. And sometimes it's important that you don't push the child because like you said, you don't want the child to feel we're using her to get a U visa or we are just pushing her to talk because children nowadays, you don't know how they think. America is a weird country, with Instagram and all the picture perfect bodies, and especially our children, because I'm Chinese, your child is probably Latino or Indian or something, or Russian, but at least Russian people are white people. So we already felt weird, at that 12 is a weird age. They're not a teenager, but they're growing up, they're developing, their bodies. Don't push too hard. You may need a therapist, but on the other hand, you don't want a therapist to push because then the child doesn't want to talk and the child thinks that we are pushing. It's just a lot of dynamics involved.
That is true, Ms. Woman. Thank you for putting your heart into this question because it has to be a very difficult situation for the mom. So please, if you feel comfortable, give Miss Wong a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. And we want to say hi to Viral Patel, who says that the case is already handled, but this person just wanted to say hi and thank you so much. And well, we have another interesting question. My wife is filing for me before I got married. I hit a drunk walker and I got really scared because didn't want to be arrested. I called the police when I got home and they charged me with hit and run and attempt of murder because I didn't assist him at the moment. When we went to the interview, it came up that my case was still open. What can we do in this case because this is affecting my family petition?
Yes, I presume you came to America legally, either with a working visa or with a tourist visa, because it's adjustment of status. Definitely, the attempt murder is a serious case, and normally the way I would have done it is when I intake on my form, they always ask, "Do you have any criminal record, or were you ever arrested, charged, cited?" Because cited, it could be a traffic accident. Nowadays, under Trump, you have to say everything. Even though you're a member of a church, I make them write it, because a lot of imams, Muslim imams, even under Obama and under Bush, they were denaturalized, because in those days, even when I became a citizen, they asked, "Were you a member of a special? Were you ever a member of any organization? Either religious or so." I put down, I'm a member of the Ohio Bar, of the New York Bar. So I have a lot. I'm a member of Ohio, or New York. Aside from a bar, I'm a member of St. Dominic's Church. And they also want contribution, even though the word is not there. So a lot of Muslim, like Brotherhood in Egypt, in olden days, it's just another organization, or a member of a Communist Party in China. Now it's serious now, but everybody have to write it down. Are you a member of a Communist Party? You're a Nazi or whatever. So you have to write all this down. So in this case, they I'm surprised you probably said no. So they're gonna say we have lied. I would, number one, do the FBI check, but they'll take 3 months. Um, I wasn't arrested. You were a juvenile, right? So they said it was late already. No, 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 no. Absolutely not late. You need to You need to go to the police station, because you were a child, but you're 22. You should be able to get the police instance report. Don't call them there. I don't trust. I mean, police is doing their job, but you are doing yours. So, but the FBI report, local report, maybe you already went to interview, so I presume it's not too serious because you're only 22. I came illegally. Oh, then you know what? Then you shouldn't even be going to interview. If you came illegally, the way to do this case is you do the I-130, 6 months to 1.5 years. They may or may not interview, and then you do the National Visa Center, and then you need to go back to home country to come back. So I don't know why you said during the interview you were caught. So you have some time because you're so young. Absolutely do FBI. Absolutely do maybe all FOIA, which is CPP, CIS, and see what they have. Also do local, because each state, like Ohio, we go through the Attorney General's office. Now it's Mike DeWine. It's also a Republican, but a good friend and a nice person. I'm just sad he's Republican. But you need to go through each state, wherever it happened, not where you happen now. Uh, no, no, you don't. You need to do the I-130. Don't solve the criminal yet. Do the I-130, because you're not doing 485. You don't need to solve it. Don't waste time. Do the I-130 now. Do get FBI, get local report. If nobody looks at it, I can help you look at it. You need to look at the criminal report, because and probably in the FBI, attempt of murder is serious, but don't let them BS you. It may not be attempt of murder, because attempt murder, they would have come to your house and pick you up.
Yes, and thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for your answers. Yeah, this is a very interesting case. For some people that are driving, and maybe it's not their fault, but if somebody gets injured and you don't do what you have to do at the moment, then you can get in trouble. So please, before you do anything, before you drive, before you do whatever is dangerous, please make sure that if you have an accident or if you hit someone, make sure that you call the police. Even if you get arrested at that moment, you will be safe of other worse situation that could come up in that moment. So, Ms. Wong, our time is up for today. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hear from you with the podcast this weekend. And well, we are excited because good things are coming. What is the time or the date limit for applying for H-1B visas?
It starts on February 1st.
February 1st. And just to remind people, what are the people or who are the ones that can file for H-1B visa?
Absolutely. H-1Bs are for people who have university level education, but there are three types of university. One is the associate degree, like from community colleges. That's a 2-year degree. Those people cannot do H-1B. One is the British system, like India was British, Hong Kong was British, Indochina at that time was French. So a lot of French British system, they only have a 3-year degree. So we need to certify and equivocate that this 3-year bachelor's degree is the equivalent of an American 4-year bachelor degree. Romanian bachelor's degree, Armenian, a lot of Eastern European bachelor's degree are 5 years. So in America, 4-year bachelor's degree, 1-year master degree is also a 5-year, but the Romanian ones is also 4-year degree. So whatever it is, it costs only $80, $100. Equivocate that into an American degree. Like a lot of times in India, Hong Kong, we have arts and sciences once you're 10th grade, and by the time you finish college, your bachelor's in art or sciences. It's not like in America, we have a bachelor in engineering, bachelor's in economics, minor in Spanish. So we have to equivocate that. And once you have a minimum of a bachelor's degree, American equivalent of a degree, then if you get a job offer, also the job has to be a professional job. For example, you have a master's degree in marketing. Those are very difficult H-1B. But as of last year, especially now Biden came in with a shortage of workers, we're hoping to make it easier. Also, the salary level, there's 4 levels set: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So you can just go on computer. In my days, we had to spend like $999,000 each year to buy a salary book. So we flip through our books, find a job, find a salary. Because most people on H-1B, because it's a prevailing wage, you have to make at least maybe 40 some, 50 some, 60 some thousand. Like an engineering, electrical entry with a master's, you should be making in the 70s. But a lot of foreign people like us, we only make about maybe in the 40s. So you really need to find a job description matching the company description, matching the company salary, because you couldn't go to your boss and say, hey, I need to be making 75,000 to get this H-1B. They'll kill me, they'll fire me. So these are all H-1B issues. Actually, it's under Trump, and last year, 2 years ago, H-1B rules changed. There was a time by April 1st, you have to file everything. So we died by March, right? So they changed it to April 1st to April 5th. Then we didn't die, we have 5 days. And then sometimes we send it to the wrong address and the H-1B was rejected. And because of our fault, the client lost because they lost opportunity for H-1B, which is really sad. And that was scary. So we always put our best paralegals and lawyers on the H-1B team because we can't afford mistakes. Because then it's rejected, then it's bad. So I've seen some, especially big law firms, because they don't specialize in this. So for them, a rejection, you just refile, right? The deadline passed. So these are little things that's important. But H-1B now, they changed it. You just need to file on the USCIS.gov web. After February 1st to April 1st, like by March, file your name, the company, the alien's name, the job title, job description, job salary without too much information. So you really don't need a lawyer yet between February and April. But once your name is in the lottery, I would use a lawyer because that's 1 out of 4. You already got 1 out of 4 people applying that lottery number. 65,000 for people with a bachelor's degree or the job requiring a minimum of a bachelor's. And if you have master or PhD, you have another 20,000. They also changed the way you switch it. So people with a master's and PhD have a higher chance than people with bachelor's. So it's really fun. H-1B is very, in my days, I mean, I've been doing it 45 years. In the olden days, there's no prevailing wage, no location specific. Now it's location specific, employer specific, and user specific. So for example, I'm an agent, so I need 10 H-1Bs to go work for different end users. A lot of banks, even Microsoft, they hire people, they outsource a certain portion of their job. Or consulting firms, that's why consultants, they travel Monday to Thursday to another location, come back home Thursday night and travel again Monday. You see a lot of consultants traveling in the sky. So now end users need to sign some statements or H-1B. Those are very difficult H-1B cases because the end user actually pay the agency then take a pay cut of like 25 to 33% to pay the taxes, to pay administrative, and pay the alien a lot less what the end user pays. So that's another issue. So H-1B issues are coming up. Every year there's a little bit of change. My gut, anytime you're a marketing analyst with a MBA finance degree or marketing degree, those are very difficult H's. The easiest H are engineering H. If you're electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, computer scientists, those are easier. But then you have to make sure you're not just a coder, because coder, unless it's a high, it's a very tough coder, because coder itself, you don't need a degree. Like a code, actually a coder makes a lot of money because there's some of these genius code people that, Steve Jobs, they were all coders to start. Sorry, I talked too much.
No, you're good, Miss Wong. Thank you so much for this information. And yeah, of course, we're interested in knowing more and more about this kind of visa. So if we are almost in time to file for this kind of visa and you're a specialist in some areas or some master degrees or doctor in some area, please give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for having us today, and see you next week.
See you next week. Thank you.
Thank you so much.